What's up, guys? Today I'm back with a discussion with a new guest, Sejibot. Seji is a manga artist who will be interviewed soon enough, but today he joins me in which we're going to be discussing Viz Media wants to discover US talent with new manga one-shot program, and dun 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 dun, an AI manga or comic book was posted on Manga Plus. Go figure. But anyways, Seji, how you doing?
Doing great, my brother. How about you?
All good, all good. Uh oh darn, getting some WhatsApp messages uh on my screen here. Uh
Busy man.
hmm?
Said you're a busy man.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. All right, so let's get into it. Let's start with the Viz thing. Were you excited when you heard about this?
Yeah, I was, honestly. I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am. I still am, honestly.
Yeah. You gonna throw your hat in the race?
Honestly, after letting the news of that, marinate for a day, it's been about 2 days now, right? Yeah. So, like, 2 days. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more so, like, realistically, I'm not going to be done with my one shot completely anytime soon. So, it's really no point in me thinking about it right now. But I'm very curious to see as to where some of my indie manga peers, creators who are putting their hat in the ring. I want to see how far they go. I actually want to see like if Biz is really looking for real fresh talent and trying to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see if you know anybody else would be successful before I fully do that. But I have a different stance on that because I also am, what I'm saying, a part of my own company as well. So it's not like I really have anything to lose. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, eventually is the short answer.
And in your opinion, what is the right way? What did you mean by that? If Viz wants to do it the right way.
So there are a lot of other conversations going around saying like, in a lot of different spaces, like talking about like how this could be a way for them to get their hands on like black stories and all this stuff. It's like it's crazy. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, you gotta be joking.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. No, it's crazy. But um, I've spoken to mangaka who are over there in Japan. Um, I've taken manga lessons from Kazuo Meikawa, who's the illustrator for Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright, and they actually love our stories. Believe it or not, they actually want different types of stories, which is why it's believable as to now I can say it's far fetched that they want to just take black stories, you know what I'm saying? But just Western stories in general, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like they're interested in that. You know what I'm saying? They're not really interested in us recreating feudal Japan, but we're from over here. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense. It's
Mm-hmm.
like if they that's like if Akira Toriyama made a manga about Dr. Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Yeah.
you weren't there. Well, why are you doing this? This is kind of awkward. You know what I'm saying? But to so basically, and what I'm really excited about is that this is different from Manga Plus creators because I honestly believe that Manga Plus creators was them giving us the short end of the stick. They were trying to really give us the least amount of what's the word I want to say uh, accessibility to submit our stories to be up there with the titles that we grew up on, like, One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball, all of that. You know what I'm saying? They use that to reel folks in with the whole Manga Plus creators contest and everything. Once they realized, and I'm sure they probably came across some of our videos or whatever, I'm sure they realized, like, dang, that was actually a failure because this turned into a whole nother webtoon.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So once they did that, I feel like they went to the drawing board and I feel like they were paying attention to the community. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they were just like, okay, looks like that didn't work, so we're just gonna have to really do what we've been doing over here in Japan for decades. Because what they're doing over here now like what they just announced, they've been doing this in Japan since day one. You know what I'm saying? Like this
Yeah.
isn't new for folks over there because you can look at all the author notes from all of the mangaka that we, like the big three. We'll just say the big three mangaka. You can either say Bleach, Naruto, all of them. All of them have one thing in common, and that's that they all took their one-shot mangas to the editorial departments in person. Am I wrong?
Nah.
So that's accessibility. You know what I'm saying? Which is something that we haven't over here in the West haven't had until 2 days ago for real. So now they're saying, now we're open to allowing you all send us your submissions directly, as opposed to having to compete with one another in a contest that no one's never going to win in reality. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is like how you were talking about in one of your videos. You said like the traditional way of being published, right?
Yeah.
This is that way. This is that way. And honestly, I feel like the prayer that you basically prayed for that, and that answer came, bro. Because they basically were like, all right, well, we're finna do what we've been doing over here and extend it to the Americans. And if you look at the guidelines, they actually are asking folks for like pitch decks and all this stuff. So you actually have to have your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? You got to have your shit together to even do it. Okay, it's not as simple as just making the one shot and then waiting for the dopamine. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to literally push your project and have all of your, your editor, all of that. You have to have everything in place before you submit that so that you can be prepared for when they actually hit you with serialization, then you're not hit with being overwhelmed, which is what a majority of artists in the West are. They definitely bellyache about that a lot over here. You know what I'm saying? About being overwhelmed about work that they voluntarily took upon to do, you know?
And my question would be, what is Viz actually looking for? What is Japan actually looking for? Because the way I see it, they don't know what they're looking for. They don't. They've forsaken the standards of old that inspired millions of us to even pursue manga to begin with. And now they want the US, or I suppose the rest of the world, to the West basically, to they want to fish for fresh new content and talent in the West when the West has embraced a lot of filth and garbage that just demoralizes the public yet more. I mean, the problem that I see here is that they don't know what they're looking for. They're saying they're looking for talent, but what specifically? What sort of food are you looking for? What sort of dish are you looking for? What sort of ingredients? If you can't even describe to me what the heck you want to eat, right? You being like one of those crazy females who are unable to decide what the heck to have for dinner, then how can we help you? What will decide that what I am doing is the standard that they are looking for? Because those standards that worked a long time ago, not that they don't work anymore, it's just they don't matter anymore. So what exactly are they looking for? Because from the Viz originals that I know that got published, one is a comedy one about, I think it's called Devil Candy or something. And then the other is a slice of life manga that's got a few woke stuff in it. And so now they've opened the gates that it can be of any genre, as I just read the whole thing right now. But the question is, what do you want us to cook for you, Viz? What do you want to eat, Japan? You cannot just remain ambiguous this way. This ambiguity is what is confusing the masses because there is no standard, there is no guidance, And for me, I feel like I honestly don't, I wasn't pumped at all when I discovered this because I was like, number one, y'all don't even know what you want. You know what you want. How do I know you're not going to cut me? Let's say I put my manga there as a one shot. I get serialization, get cut in 5 months. And it's like, okay, but why? Oh, I wasn't selling enough. Why wasn't it selling? Show me a standard right now that shows with numbers that this sells because of 1, 2, and 3. Now, when you show me Jujutsu Kaisen or My Hero, in fact, the latest things like the Jujutsu Kaisen and maybe Sakamoto Days, can you describe to me the formula of why it is successful? Can you do that? can you describe to me the formula that made Demon Slayer successful? If you cannot do
Right.
it, it means there isn't a set formula. Without a set
Right.
formula, how can we continue to move forward ambiguously? This confusion is what leads to the burnout, because I see the Japanese artists, they being cut too, because they don't know, okay, but what's standard? What the heck do the consumers want to eat? The consumers have turned into zombies, most of them. And then when their loyalty shifts to another product just because it has more action or more dark stuff or some boobs hanging out, then you're gonna get cut. And it's like, but that's not fair. What are we doing here? So that's my opinion on this thing. That without a
Right. Right.
set formula, it's just I can't be motivated by it because I don't know what I'm getting myself into. You know?
So, so my thoughts on that is that for them, I feel like they don't know what they're looking for, and you know what? Sometimes that's okay. You feel me? Because it's just like when your market is saturated, and this is the reason why maybe so many manga artists over in Japan are getting cut, because a lot of that stuff is it's the same. There's nothing different. Like you can, from how it's laid out to just the feeling. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of manga, I can't even get past 4 pages without being like, what the hell
Yeah.
is this? You know what I'm saying? So in the first couple pages, the first 3 pages are the pages that are supposed to get you hooked. So it's like if they can't even do that, it's the same with like hip hop music and rap. You know what I'm saying? It's literally the same thing. No one knows these like okay, maybe it's a little different. The executives and the music producers know exactly who they're looking for because those are called industry plants. They know exactly if they want someone ignorant doing all that crazy stuff, they know exactly where to find. You know what I'm saying? And it's a huge market for that. But for manga, I think it's more of a journey into the unknown because this is I guess the first time. Because correct me if I'm wrong. With the Viz originals, that was extended to the U.S. as well, right?
I think it started in the US. It was just labeled Viz Originals, and they were not marketing it. It was just on their website, in which they said
Okay.
on certain Comic Cons, New York Comic Con, that's when you can come through and submit your stuff. But it wasn't. I don't think it was very open to everybody just yet.
Like how it is right now, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically they're at the point where, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it. The how the Shonen Jump app and the Viz app they kind of split. They're two different apps now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so a lot of the manga is split now. So I'm sure that's one of the reasons why Viz is like, all right, y'all. So any new manga out there? Like well, that's what I feel like they're on. And honestly, to circumvent all of the unnecessary hardships that we would go through dealing with these companies like, Sat AM or, Noir Caesar or any of these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, circumvent that, I guess the best way would be to, why not? You know what I'm saying? Now, from reading the thing, it says that with one shots, you know what I'm saying, if you submitted it, if they liked it, they would work with you on your one shot to make it better or whatever. They would basically work with you. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like, is an experience within itself because I don't know. I'm gonna just tell you right now, I know how I can monetize on whatever. If I want to do something, I know how I can monetize on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Viz hit me up hit me up tomorrow and told me that one of my one shots were going to be published, I guarantee you I could get people to endorse money in me to, you know what I'm saying? Like I know ways to do that in legitimate ways where I can still withhold my integrity and my dignity. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the typical artists, they're usually shut-ins and they don't have any backbone. I'm just being honest. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
don't know what they want most of all. And that's where it starts, bro. A lot of manga artists don't know what they want or know what they're creating for, bro. They're just making things just because they want to make it. And that's
Preach.
cool, you know what I'm saying? But don't be surprised when your manga doesn't sell, no one's reading it, no one's cosplaying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be more than just, oh, I can draw very well. Because I'm sure we both know plenty of pro artists, like just professional, amazing. But that don't mean that their manga's good. You can draw these scenes pretty good and elaborate, but your story is boring. Like these characters you're drawing are lifeless. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
So it's like
lifeless. It doesn't nourish the soul. I keep saying
exactly.
that the public is hungry. And the Japanese sees that the public is hungry too, but they don't know what to cook for them. The recipe for something sustainable and actually nourishing, they don't have it. I want to say, I want to say that I do have it. But though many people said, nigga, please, your manga has been on Webtoons for 2 years. Ain't nobody reading it. People thumbing down your stuff. It's like, yeah, all the haters be thumbing it down. It wasn't at a low score like that. But above all else, I wasn't pushing it. It's only quite recently
Right.
that I started talking this way and saying everything that I've been saying. And as I said, that I started that manga to get over my trauma, right? I wasn't out there trying to actually make it big. But now that I see that there is a crying out for true sustenance out here, I say I have the recipe. And I say that what people want is to be fed. They want to feel full. They don't want to be distracted. If we take a quick example, you know that manga Kagubashi?
Agorobachi, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now and people can see it on the screen. Now, when this thing came out, it's ranked number 3 right now on Manga Plus. I don't know why. When this thing came out, people went crazy, saying it's so awesome, blah, blah, blah. It's got some Chainsaw Man vibes. But good grief, I was like, we've seen this a billion times. Why is this popular? A guy with 2 swords with generic terms of like the sword of sorcery or they're using magic. It's like, you got to be joking. You got to be joking. The character having this blank expression like One Punch Man. We've seen too much of this. How is it that the zombies can root for something like this? How is it that artistically, it is fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I will say personally that it lacks expression. It doesn't have that manga sense of expression. It does have too much of a Chainsaw Man feel where the characters feel flat. Everything is positioned correctly, put in the right composition and all of that. But there's something about the lines. The lines are too flat for me, right? And you can say, well, that's a subjective analysis and all, but not really, because I have said that line work is a form of expression. It's how we get to know the artist,
Right.
And here it looks like he just decided to just have this flat style and that's it. And we're supposed to consume this, things that we've already seen a billion times. Why? The character himself looks like every other edgy dude we have seen since the beginning of time. Why? Right? Why? It's annoying, it's boring, and clearly the zombies are going crazy for whatever reason. We cannot trust the credibility of zombies because they're zombies. They're just going to eat anything that reminds them of something that was cool once. Chainsaw Man right now, its ranking is not number 1, number 3, number 5. Let me see what number it is on. It is, oh snap, it's lower than Dragon Ball Super. I think it's way low. Where is it? All the way at the bottom. It's not even in the top 25. What?
Damn.
It completely, oh, my bad. There it is. It's number 4. So it's number 4 because part 1 of Chainsaw Man, it was crazy. It had all that zombie recipe, action, guts, murder, screaming, and all that. The Attack on Titan vibes. Seeing a dude with a chainsaw head made the zombies go crazy. So, oh, this is so cool. He chopping people up. And of course, they were going to celebrate that. Now it's changed into something a bit more, it's trying to be a bit more wholesome and ask questions about one's life and how he could be happy, blah, blah, blah. The zombies decided to cast it aside and said, hey, here's Kagurabashi. This is Chainsaw Man, but with swords and a black coat. And it's like, you see, You see that these people are pursuing things that remind them of series prior, similar art
Yeah.
style, a blank uh, character expression of the main character. You know, it's too obvious that you guys are not looking for what's wholesome. You're just looking for things that remind you of what was good, but you don't know what made it good. You don't know what made it good. I recently spoke to a zombie girl who asked me, "Do you watch Attack on Titan?" I said, "Yeah, it's awesome." And I asked her, "Did you watch season 4?" And she said, "Of course not." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Because there's too much dialogue." And I was like, "You got to be joking. You got to be joking." So you like the Titans just eating people. That is the majority of these consumers out here. They're not loyal to anything wholesome. That's why sales are inconsistent, because when an author tries to experiment with something that might be wholesome, they are then rejected by the zombie and the sales go down, and Viz Media or Shueisha has to cut you. They have to cut you because you can't constantly dish out that zombie material. But how can it mean anything if it's only zombie material? The zombies themselves would get bored and say, "Man, people have just been getting chopped to pieces. I'm bored. I want something else." The zombie doesn't even know what he wants, you see?
Right.
And so now begs the question, does Viz Media know this? I don't think so, but they know there's a problem, right? Only a few of us know this problem. And how we can fix the problem, I have no real idea. But I do know that speaking about the standards in this indie space, this is how we will be set apart. We don't have the reach the mainstream has, or the resources and funding Viz and them have, but we have the knowledge that they don't have. And some can say, "Okay, try your luck then. How's about you go to Viz and put your stuff there, see what happens?" As I said, I'm not interested. Not interested because they don't know what they want. I'm not interested because zombies control the numbers. If they get bored that you're going too deep, you get cut, and then Shueisha owns your rights regardless. And there goes your work. There goes something that came out of you. As if you were donating your own liver, you were putting it on the page, and you wanted people to be sustained. You wanted to save people's lives, save people's souls, because you put a part of you, a big chunk of you, in that one shot, got serialized, but then you get cut because the zombie says, this is too real for me. That ain't fair. That really ain't
Yeah,
fair.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, bro. But you got to also think about the opportunity. Like, okay, so like I was just watching your video with the guy from Element, right? That's the name of it. And he was talking about basically like in the indie space, like what the Western companies have to offer. You know what I'm saying? So like when we're working with these smaller companies, the very least that we want are eyes on our on our work. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not paying me, you know what I'm saying? And if I know that you're a company that's starting up, you know what I'm saying, I'm well aware of your financial situation. The very least I could get is some type of viewership. You know what I'm saying? So that it'll at least motivate me to keep creating this. It won't make me feel like I'm doing this for naught. You know? I feel like, let's say like if Viz hit you up tomorrow, right? And if you made a video about this, right? I guarantee you, it would change the trajectory of your whole. It would just change the trajectory of your career just off of that. You know what I'm saying? What you do after that is completely up to you. You know what I'm saying? But that's where the business comes in. That's where marketing comes in. You feel me? Is when you're waiting for your time to strike. If they give you any little type of shine, bro, you got to take that and blind them with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say you submit your one shot, it actually gets all the views and everything, and it actually brings traffic to Viz, right? Then you just say, you know what? Yeah, that was fun, but I'm good. That wasn't even a story that I was like, I literally made the story just to see if I can, what I can do. You guys love it. Wow, that's crazy. You guys can buy it off of me or something. I don't know. Like, and if you want to work on it, you could, but I feel like working with a person over out west, like where I'm at, they can't do the same things that they do over in Japan with us and not face any backlash. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't do that. They have to actually like at this point they have to do what they haven't been doing for years. And that's just me noticing the patterns, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of these indie companies are shook right now, bro, because once Viz made that announcement, they knew what time it was, bro. They're like, oh yeah, they're actually doing it. They're actually like, they're basically making it pointless for the Western publishers, bro, because a majority of these creators, bro, we all wanted to do that. We all wanted to submit to Viz so that we can have the chance to just get our stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not it's no new thing to know how manga artists are treated over there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even talking about just their pay, just like how their work hours, all of that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like now, bro, is definitely the time for like I'll say like creators like myself, right? Like I know that when I drop my one shot, people are gonna read it, you know what I'm saying? And I know that it's gonna be I already know that it's a one shot and that after that I have to improve to make it better. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of telling a story as opposed to doing a whole series. I wanna be able to tell the story, see what the readers think of it, and then keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? That's the key to winning these contests. That's the key to getting serialized. That's the key to getting eyes on. That's the key to getting viewership. Like a lot of us have been working on the same projects for almost 3, 4, 5 years now. You know what I'm saying? Some people are probably bored with these stories. If we're doing one shots, and that's what I think. Like I think you should probably talk to people about how the importance of making one shot mangas, bro. Because you can make 10 one shot mangas in the span of 3 years, bro. And by the time year 4 or 5 comes, bro, you will be a pro manga artist because you would have told so many stories. So by the time you do decide to submit to Viz, writing stories and putting these things together won't be nothing. You'll be like, okay, well, look, I can submit a story to here, I can submit a story to here. Now, I'm gonna briefly talk about my bro Inu bro. You feel me? Like I know y'all already had y'all, or you mentioned it before. You know what I'm saying? But like, he's working on multiple different manga, you know what I'm saying? But he has his own system on how he cranks out his pages and his own schedule and everything. But he's been working on one shots. There are not many creators that I can name in this indie space who I know have been working on one shots. Everyone's working on a series. You know what I'm saying? And then they all complaining about why they don't get no viewership. And it's like, bro, you're putting all your eggs in one basket. When you realize that you have rotten eggs, you're upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So meanwhile, we got Inu. He got like 5 different one shots actually. You know what I'm saying? And he's improved his art so much since he's done those one shots that now he's literally working with Webtoon, bro. He's doing what a lot of other indie creators would wish to do, bro. Now I'm not trying to. I wouldn't want to be on Webtoon because I don't like Webtoon. You know what I'm saying? But just to be at that stature and be at that level where you can be like, okay, I'm somewhat professional. Like I'm working for a company that's actually paying its creators. You know what I'm saying? Like this is as best as it can get. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. You know what I'm saying? But that comes from putting the hours in, making the content, knowing that not everything is gonna stick to the wall, and then keeping it moving and not belly aching about, man, like no one understands my stories or like the state of the indie manga. And it's just like, nah, bro, some people are just very shitty at telling stories, bro. I think people need to understand that.
Oh, of course.
And the art is the last part. The art is the easiest part.
Yeah.
Because you can always improve art by just practicing and looking up YouTube videos. Anybody can draw. But telling a story, nah, I guarantee you 95% of the people in the indie manga space cannot tell a story worth a damn.
Of course.
They can't.
I will say that, you mentioned that a lot of manga artists are just a bunch of shut-ins, a lot of artists in general. People in Japan, the hikikomori people, I mean, guys who never went outside in like 10 years. How in the world can you ever tell a realistic story when you haven't been outside? Where you're just borrowing from existing work. It's just not going to work. It doesn't make any sense. And I mean, I hear what you're saying, man, especially with the one shots thing. I'll be honest that is a good idea. Young Wavy spoke about the importance of having one shots to beef up your quality and stuff like that. Absolutely right. But it also goes along with, does the artist know what he wants to do?
Right.
Because if you
And I
just,
do not think so.
exactly, it's clear that they don't know what to do. You know,
Hmm.
there can be those who just want that ego trip, right? That dopamine rush, those bragging
Right.
rights as to like, yeah, look at me, I work for Webtoons. Yeah, look at me, I was this, I was that, I was that. Yeah, look at me, I'm on the shelf. I was in that head game a little bit. But now I realize
Hmm.
after speaking to Element the most, really, is like the true analysis of your return of investment. What lasts longer, really? What is a return of investment that lasts longer? It's not the money, because money always runs out. You have to keep spending it. So that means the true return of investment, for me, I have said that it is the transformation of people's thinking and the changing of people's lives when they say, yo, man, that changed my thinking. Now I'm gonna do things differently. Thank you very much. Hey man, I'm not gonna do this demon stuff. It's been overdone to death, and I see what it actually leads to. It leads to this demoralizing garbage in which people believe that they gotta summon a demon to do something for themselves. You know, that's taking away our potential. That's taking away, you know, any hope of us becoming a super saiyan, because we got to rely on some demon, or we got to rely on some gay superman to come along. You know, how's about we create stories that inspire us to trigger a that spark in us to go beyond. So that, now this is me solidifying what I want. I thought I wanted the glory, the statue of Hokage, as I said there when speaking to Trey, the creator of Element. But I realized that, yeah, that was the ego. And because I said that, guys, Hollywood packaged success the way it packaged it. That you gotta have the 15 cars, a mansion, and 3 hussies running around. If you don't have that, you ain't nothing. You know, if you don't have a statue of yourself, you ain't nothing. If you don't have $5 billion, you don't have nothing. That's not true. Because at the end of the day, you can say, well, you know, being super rich, you can inspire people. Really? Has Bill Gates inspired anyone? Really? Because that guy enslaved a lot of people through his company. That guy has put the potential of others in the gutter because now he monopolizes a great deal of the PC industry. You see what I'm saying? This is what happens when you become an omega star. You start monopolizing things, and people start to live under your shadow. You see? And so it's like, then there's no freedom anymore if we're all under Bill Gates' shadow. The individual no longer thrives. The individual is no longer seen or heard because the great Bill Gates shadow looms over all. And we can say that an example of current works, but I don't know. Clearly, I don't think a lot of them, they were doing this on purpose, such as Dragon Ball or Naruto. A lot of us are still under their shadow, right? A lot of us are, in a way, indirectly working for Kishimoto if we are still dishing out Kishimoto storytelling, where it's a clean ripoff or it's too much like it, to the point where there is no part of you as an individual that is in your work, because you have not lived real life. You've been a shut in all your life. You're bullied and stuff like that. You make excuses. Get over it, you know? So it's like, dude, we cannot live under people's shadows. We need to create our own. And in order to create our own, we must go live life. That now is me solidifying what I want to do. You know, it's why I don't really care about Viz anymore. And as to like, how am I going to put it out there? I am still figuring that out. But currently, I just want to share that the most sustainable return of investment, the way I see it, is the transformation of people's minds into wholesomeness and leaving behind the ego, because it is the ego that got us in this situation to begin with, you know, because the ego doesn't require you to self-sacrifice and actually tell meaningful stories. You can just do some cheesecake stuff and get worship for it, you know. So that's
Yeah.
my thing. I don't know the way you see it. Like, what is your final plan basically in this?
Well, honestly, just want to keep telling stories, bro. I want to be able to have just a lot of books. Honestly, like I just want to be able to be an author. I know that I will be able to make an anime of my one shots because I have the assets to do it. You know what I'm saying? I actually network with. I'm in Chicago, bro, so I'm around a lot of artists, and I can do things like get something animated or any of that. A lot of people are in rural towns and country bumpkin ass places that they're not around people, so they can't. They literally have to go to school or go to college or anything to get like networks like that. But
Mm.
um, man, I honestly want to do something bigger and just like I guess make a manga that is good enough to just be the best over here. Honestly, like in terms of storytelling and just consistency. Like I don't plan on doing it with one story. You know what I'm saying? And if one story doesn't work, I'm not gonna be discouraged. Like
Mm.
honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. No one's opinion, and I asked for opinions because I even you, I asked you for your opinion on my one shot last week, right? You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? I ask the opinion of people I respect first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's an opinion for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Your opinion won't make or break me. You know what I'm saying? Just as mine shouldn't make or break you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people are fragile. They don't stand on their own 2 feet. They don't know
Yeah.
why they're doing it. I want to tell a good story. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell a story that's reminiscent to the stories I used to read when I was little. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what's up.
I'm not, huh?
Mm. Now that's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I at least have a direction on the type of stories that I want to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually I might step out into like some uh serious tone, like seinen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to improve my storytelling because I know I'm not there yet. Just to all the creators that are listening, I know I was going in on other creators not telling good stories. I'm not there yet either. I've made 4 iterations of my manga beat, but unlike a lot of other people, I noticed very early where I was lacking, and I didn't fall under my own genjutsu. It wasn't self-imposed. I was like, oh, okay, this isn't hitting right. Some people say this is good, but I don't believe them because this just can't be. It just can't be. It doesn't feel right.
You
So I'm
see,
gonna do this all over again.
what you mentioned right there, it just can't
Mm-hmm.
be. You that means, as I said before, deep down everybody knows if they are terrible or not, you know. And when you
Right,
have people who want to fake you out and say, "Oh no, bro, this is cool, this is legit," just kissing your hiney, it's like you
right.
can tell. It's like, nah, dude, you're not really being honest. You're not being
Yeah, bro.
genuine. There's a lack of genuine responses here, because the people cannot really, they don't have the capacity to deconstruct what is right or what is wrong with any product anymore. For them, what's right is all kinds of guts, blood, and action, and a bunch of boobs hanging out. That's it. And so when yours doesn't really have that, but they don't want to be mean because everybody pretending to be, a saint these
Right.
days. They want to say,
Yeah.
"Nah, bro, this is amazing, bro. This is really cool. You're the one." They lying. They straight up lying.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, don't lie to my face like that, you disingenuous freak. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing that, again, it goes back to the whole ego thing. It's like maybe you were the best artist in your classroom and everybody sucked and everybody kissed your butt because they wanted to be all nice and stuff. But ultimately, when you go out there in the real world, I mean, some people can tell you straight, dude, don't, why are you wasting my time? I can't look at this. But it does show that everybody knows to a very good extent if they are on par or not.
You gotta
But
keep it real with
anyways,
yourself, man. You gotta keep it real with yourself, like for
mm,
real, like. And I've always kept it real with myself because I never wanted to be delusional, because a lot of people are. I'm like, nah, I know that I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And no manga artist ever got it with their first try. So that's why it's like people realize that they'll take their time and be like, okay, let me just make a story. I don't have to make the next Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, or any of that. I
exactly.
just need to tell a story that can get people. I mean, you could tell a 5-page story. If you're really that good, you could tell a story in 5 pages. And if it's, you know what I'm saying, like you can do that, then you can tell us a long story in the form of a series. If you can hook a reader within 5 pages, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, I'm just exaggerating with the 5 pages, but you know, they might have contests where they say do a manga and tell the whole story within 5 pages. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe 10 pages. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. Um,
In the end, people
yeah.
just got to know what the heck they want, because
Yeah.
with so many options, it paralyzes you into taking a direction. The thing I spoke about with Kova, that there's a billion directions now, billion doors, and it can be intimidating to choose a door. You don't know if it's going to lead you there, here, or whatever. You might waste 6 months, 6 years, 16 years in one door, and then the return of investment of it might be very little. And so it goes back to the lack of the fundamental one-way standard. There's 10 billion doors, to the point where now it has affected Japan itself, because they have forsaken that one door. There's 1,000 doors now. Congratulations. Now we're all confused. Now we're all losing money because y'all decided that you don't want to offend anybody anymore. Good. Now it's a mess, you know. But using this, let's go into the AI manga that is on Manga Plus. It's called Call of the Wild. Now, how sure, you're the one who told me about it. How sure are you? I mean, I can see that it's AI, but how sure are you that it is AI? What was the grand confirmation?
As sure, if that's not AI, then I'm not black.
Ah,
Like, seriously, you could look at the cover page, and then that's it. Like, you look at the cover page, just look at it. Look at the cover page.
bro.
Anybody who's looking at it, because you're showing them the screen.
Yeah,
right?
I'm showing them the screen, but I'm showing them something even better than that. I'm showing them the nigga who did it. I'm on his Instagram. I'm on his Instagram. He's from Uruguay, and this does not look like an artist's page. This looks like just a dude.
What's his handle, bro?
Rafael La Cerda. Let me just send you the link. Yeah, so you can see this. I mean, people want to say, "Oh, you mean? Oh, you a bastard?" or whatever. Just how I spoke about Bolt, the fake or the ripoff, the Bleach ripoff, and it's like, guys, let's be real. If you are going to defend Raphael here and say his work is not AI, even looking at his Instagram right here, we are on his page. It's like, you cannot be serious. This, I'm looking at one picture here that he quote unquote drew a professor in a lab. Y'all know that's AI, everyone. If you don't know if that's AI, you're not an artist. You're a psychopath. You're a dead person. We're not even talking to you. Anybody with eyes should be able to tell that this is AI or not. Do I have to spell it out for you? Do I have to say to you, look at the fingers over there? I mean, come on. Raphael, how dare you, bro? How dare you put this thing on Manga Plus? How dare you? It's honestly a disgrace. And if we look at what he wrote here, he says, "Hello, I'm Raphael, an artist with a diverse career from traditional drawing to augmented reality experiences and 3D modeling. My artistic journey is a quest for innovation, explore my ever-evolving career as I share my love for storytelling through various artistic forms." Well, okay, that's a scapegoat for saying, yeah, I use everything, including AI for the most part. And the whole thing's AI. So I'm going to open the manga page right now. How many comments did it get? 0 comments. Okay, so we're on the first page. And we see something that reminds me of Frank Cho's art style. I mean, Frank Cho. Whoever knows Frank Cho, he used to be a Marvel artist who draws trees in this particular style and has a particular colorist who does this. I know for a fact this dude can't afford Frank, nor can he afford Frank's colorist. So it's like, I wonder what's going on. Now I'm scrolling down.
It's number 7 on the Manga Plus Creators.
It's number 7?
Yeah.
You see this, guys? You see this? This is what I call further demoralization. Let me look at it. Let me look at it. Number 7. I'm looking here. I don't see it. Number 7 in what? Oh, in the monthly awards. That's it. I'm gonna blow my brains out. This is it, y'all. I mean, this is how it starts. They are demoralizing us. They are trying to replace us with these punk ass bastards who use AI and deem themselves artists. For starters, this comic is a comic. It's not even in the manga style. Dude draws flipping Indiana Jones over here with his AI, and I mean, you can even see it right there. There's the evidence. Here you can see my mouse cursor right there that if this wasn't AI, if this was a truly good artist, there's no way you'd make a mistake with the fingers like that. Putting the index finger underneath the thumb, and yet the index finger is where it is in this position. It makes no sense. The evidence is there. The evidence is there. His little pinky finger is skew, no human pinky finger. If you have your own hand, you know what a hand looks like. That's AI. That's straight up AI, everyone. And it's ranked number 7. Look at that hand over there. What the heck is that? The dude blatantly lies that he is an artist that uses various tools and whatnot. We know is lying. It's been confirmed. Now, going back to the monthly awards, it being number 7, it just proves yet more what I talk about. Man, before I blow a gasket, what's your take on this madness?
Man, it's everything you said, honestly. Because it's like whoever reads this, you know what I'm saying? This is literally this is the reason why they're doing what they're doing with Viz now. Exactly this, because they realize that now they can't even stop it. They can't stop it now. Feel me? Like, what's to stop this guy from uploading 10 more chapters of this or somebody else doing it? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure there are plenty more AI manga on here that slipped through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I don't. You know, it's crazy. I never really felt offended by this type of stuff because at the end of the day, it makes you look stupid. Like if you're over here just typing in prompts to make manga pages, like, I mean, it's like, all right, bro, well, you're kind of making yourself look bad because when it comes to times where you need to be at a convention and they want you to draw your character, you can't do it, you're gonna look kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's on them.
That means that the idiot Raphael who has done this is pursuing ego and dopamine and self-worship from the internet. That's what it's about. Because as you say, he ought to realize that he's going to look stupid. He does look stupid. But in his mind, it's like, I don't care. I just want fans. I just want my ego to be boosted. I just want to feel better about myself. I want to be what I'm not naturally gifted at. It's like, damn it, man, how's about you assess what you are naturally gifted at and work on that instead of taking a shortcut and lying to get, you know, some ego trip. That's what it's about now. People, I said this, guys, in the interview with Trey of Element, that because everybody's pursuing their ego, they're not going to make the correct sacrifices in order to pursue a standard of art. Not anymore. And now that Viz and Japan and all these guys realize that, I mean, they're doing what they're doing. They're opening the gates where real people have to participate. The gates of the Viz Media one-shot program, only real people will be looked at there. They will be able to see that you use AI or not. But the mere fact that Manga Plus, the website, clearly there should be bots or some monitor that looks at everything that is actually in the monthly awards. It has to be. There has to be at least 20 of them. But the mere fact that they allowed this to be here, it has to mean that they got bought off by the demoralizing agents at the top, that they want to silence us. They want us to forsake our potential. They want us to just hand over our God-given power, right, to inspire and build to the computers. and where we will just sit and guzzle down garbage, right? And pump up the ego of the maniacs at the very top. No ways. No ways.
Right.
Let everybody who thought this was a joke realize that this is not a joke. If you're still sitting here and claiming that you're an artist, how's about you get on the mission? How's about you get to work and realize that we are running out of time? I've been proven right again. That whole 2030 bullish, clearly they have something planned for that. So if we're going to hold the line correctly and inspire the generation coming up right now, we got to do quality stuff. Show them that humans, there's hope. There's hope that the human being can still do a lot. You know, let's not give ourselves over to the AI gods. I mean, man, I wish more people would take this seriously, bro. Instead of just like treating it like it's candy or something, you know? What's your take on that?
Shit, man, I echo your sentiment, bro. Like that's what I'm like. I'm looking at it right now, and it's just, I don't know, man. I feel like everyone who's listening to this, you guys should really take a step back and just evaluate your purpose in doing it, like making manga. And if you are doing it, you should definitely learn the fundamentals before just jumping into it. You know, I'm doing that myself, and I'm saying that because I'm not just trying to bark what I feel people should do. Whatever I'm saying to people is I'm doing that exact thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in constant communication with mangaka overseas. You know, and I'm constantly having conversations about these conversations. You know, which is why I just try to act off. I move on things that I know and not how I feel. Okay, so like,
Yeah.
yeah, just work on your art, work on your storytelling, work on. Here's the challenge. The challenge for everyone is work on a story, right? And the challenge is to have a solid beginning, middle, and end. Literally that. And if you can tell a story like that, and it's, you know, saying nourishing, we're gonna use that word. If it's nourishing enough, then you'll be ready for a full length series. You know, if you got your ducks in a row, then you'll know exactly what you want, and you'll know exactly how you want things done. You know, and
Exactly.
from a creative property side and from an integral side. You know, so I know this Viz thing is it's very new. No one knows exactly what to do with their properties, with their intellectual properties, unless you have the investments and the money. Everyone's in the same boat, myself included. You know, and that's why I say with this Viz thing, it all depends. I personally think that everyone should submit to it. You know, I feel like it'll be humbling for a lot of people, and I feel like you never know. One of us might get in, and then one of us will be able to have the experience to tell the rest of us whether or not we should do it or not, or if it's, you know, something that we would all want to follow through with. You know what I'm saying? Like someone has to someone has to take one for the team, essentially. You know, and
Hmm.
I feel like if you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, then why not? You should submit a story to them. You know, I'm gonna say I encourage you still do one too, Moosey, bro. Like you should totally do it. You know what I'm saying? But you have your reservations. But I don't think it would hurt anything. If we're real storytellers, we can tell better stories than the last. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And I know one thing for sure: can't nobody over there in Japan tell my story better than me. So I know that for a fact, and that's my driving force. Can't No one over there, no one over here can tell my story better than I can tell my story. Just like with Bloody Hell, can't nobody tell your story better than you, bro. You know?
Word.
So
Word.
once we all can be comfortable with that, because a lot of people are very, you know, we're in the Discord, bro. We got a lot of people that just want the attention. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, bro, you need to get to work. You
Yeah,
know?
let's touch base on that. There's a lot of people I've noticed that, you know, some just do want the attention. Some do want to feel at home, surrounded by like-minded people, but I see that there is such a thing as an energy vampire, where you just
Yeah.
want to consume the dopamine or the energy of those around you, but you don't really want to produce anything. And
Right.
what would you say, what causes this? Because I'm not really sure. I could guess, but what do you think causes this where people just want to be in the center? Not to say that they want to be the center of attention, but they just want to be there to consume that energy from everybody else.
I think it's because of the energy, the misunderstood energy you've basically given off in previous videos. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they just want to use that as a, and a lot of the time, man, you be busy handling life, doing what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are, I think they just feed off of that energy, but forget that it's just like, no, like you're here so that we can basically circumvent everything that's been happening. We need more dope stories out here that are actually good, and that's not gonna happen if you're and if we're all circle jerking each other, saying, "Oh, this is dope, this is dope." But like, no, when's it coming out?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, if you need help pushing it, how can I help you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all we need to be talking about. It's not like, oh well, I was drawing and then I stopped, but I'm gonna get back to it. I'm just nah. Well, we ain't got time for that.
We
You know
ain't
what I'm
got
saying?
time for that.
A lot of us are like 5+ chapters well into our series or have done series before. Like this isn't our first rodeo, and we're not trying to hold hands. You know, it may sound kind of rude, but shit, over there in Japan, it's way more cutthroat. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they just ask you, and then you're embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, pick your poison. But honestly, like folks need to just focus on their work and stop being in need of validation, bro. No one,
Exactly.
at the end of the day, no one cares, bro. At the end of the day, no one cares. They just care you're doing if your story's good. That's it. They don't care about how you're feeling unless your story's good. So people need to just humble themselves and just focus on telling good stories.
People got to
Not reciprocate.
stop living vicariously through others.
Yeah.
I made that video about it. Just stop with the vicarious living, everybody. You want to experience your dreams through somebody else, the same way people be vicariously writing some of white manga's stuff. And it's like, I mean, be real though. Be real. Is there true nourishment over there? Yes, the art is amazing, but is there true nourishment? No. Why are you there? What I'm not saying don't be there, but I am saying why are you there? Do you know why you are there? Do you know why you like that stuff? The same way the zombie cannot really describe what they like truly about Attack on Titan or what they like about Demon Slayer. When you actually now concretely say in their face, what do you like about this? Why are you doing this? There you'll find out that they don't know why. They were following the crowd. Their flesh was excited because they saw somebody got eaten by a titan, or a demon was biting somebody's face off, and it was like, ooh, this is great. But they can't even tell you that. If they know that is why they like it, they'll be too embarrassed to show how empty they are, how much substance they lack, you know. So honestly, it's like, nah, y'all, you can't be in this community and say you're taking this seriously or you're trying, but there's no evidence to show that you're trying. You know,
Right.
you just consume video after video after video. Use me as your morning shot of coffee. I mean, nah, man. Like this is serious.
Right.
And there's
Right.
too many dudes who are not serious out here. Too many dudes who are not serious. Be serious for once about something. About something. Last thing I wanted to address was, oh man, what was it? Did it slip my mind? Ah, damn it. It slipped my mind, man.
Hmm.
Oh well. I guess it will.
We can save it. We can save it for the next interview, I guess, if it's like that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh well, but this was a, oh yeah, now I remember. The work ethic required if this one-shot program in America works out, do you think Americans are capable of dishing out content as quickly and as efficiently as the Japanese? Because Viz has not given us the details of the release schedules, that this will be the demand. Because if they are truly starving for new content, which they are going to have to keep up the same pace that Japan is able to dish out content. If not the exact same, at least half of it. So instead of a week, you have to dish out things like fresh new chapters every 2 weeks. Maximum quality. Do you think Westerners are able to do that, especially when you have a bunch of rights in the West in which, oh, I can't work that long, I need a holiday, this and that. Do you think Westerners are capable to do what the Japanese do, or even half of it?
I feel like this is actually the time for them to figure that out. Mm-hmm. I think that's why they're saying if a one shot is accepted, they're going to work with that artist closely to improve it. And I feel like I don't think they're going to announce that publicly because it's going to either discourage some or it's going to, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're going to be smart about that and then just be like, it's going to be on a handle on a case by case basis. I feel, at least until I feel like they have a good handful of stories where they can maybe start a new branch of manga, and then they would serialize those, as like the American titles, Western manga. I could see that happening. That's what I think they're trying to do. They're just trying to stockpile on some titles and basically groom those titles so that maybe next year or something that they do a fresh rollout of new series and stuff that are specifically from the West.
All right.
That's what I think possibly. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that person.
It is a big question, but we all know it's plain and simple. No ways Westerners can do that. I'm sorry, but we can't do it. We're not built the same as the Japanese. We're not. Not only have we been poisoned by the fake food and all and the injected cows, Japan isn't poisoned like that, Their stuff is still rather organic. We got too many problems. There's too many people suffering from that fake anxiety and all that autism garbage, for them to concentrate for long enough. They're going to have a meltdown if they keep drawing for 10 hours straight. Sorry. But there's too many sissies in the West. Y'all can't handle it, right? Now, if it was me 10 years ago, I'd definitely handle it because I know I could, right? Some of you can say, I can handle it too. Okay, so be it. But the majority definitely can't. The majority definitely can't. It's not going to be sustainable. Because at the end of the day, that level of work ethic has to be instilled while you are still young. It has to be within your culture to know that life is work. Or work is life. Yeah. That's the Japanese motto. Life is work. Work is life. If you're not working, you're not living. That's the Japanese philosophy, right? It's why they can go beyond and dish out and die on the table. Everybody else here, they're on vacation. They want to take pictures of how much, money they got. They want to go celebrate with the hussies, It's like, nah, I need to take a break. It's like, well, bro, in Japan, there's breaks maybe like 4 times a year. What you talking about, And they're not even that long. So Viz indeed has to think deeply about this. Indeed, right now it serves
a very interesting last quarter of this year and first quarter of next year. We're gonna figure out some stuff, find out a lot of stuff.
Totally.
Get clarity on this.
Totally. But yeah, Viz got to figure this out. They are throwing a gigantic fishing net and hyping people up like, finally, we're gonna post our one shots and stuff like that. There's gonna be like 1 billion flipping submissions. I don't know how they're going to swim through all of that. I have no idea. But at the end of the day, do not be...
Skim through it. They're going to skim through some and throw some in the trash, I bet.
Of course, they have to do it. Otherwise, it's going to take 50 years to get through all of them. And so it's like, guys, don't be overly hyped about this. Seriously, don't. Consider the amount of work ethic that you are going to have to do. because we see the hordes. Everybody's used to weekly programs. Every week something comes out, or the Netflix version, like a flipping bundle of stuff comes out. Ask yourself how you have been living your life prior to this announcement of this one-shot program. Can you honestly dish out half the workload that the Japanese do? If you're honest, you know you cannot. You know you can't, man. Right? But go ahead and try, because they might have different programs and saying, no, you're not going to do it every week. Maybe you're going to do it every 3 months. But then people are going to forget about you. They need to keep feeding the masses, or they're going to lose money. Or people are going to jump into webtoons or find another source of entertainment. Or heck, they just might embrace AI because real humans are taking too long to produce. So there is an urgency here. There really is. So y'all gotta ask yourself properly now. All right, I'm on the battlefield. It's do or die right here. Am I ready to truly commit to this craft? To put my life on the line, right? What will be my return of investment in doing this? Ask yourself these questions, because so far this channel has been asking these questions. Nobody else has been doing it, So yeah, this was a good podcast, man. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Did you have fun?
Oh, I definitely did.
Awesome.
Definitely. I can't wait to give you the final revised version of Engine Quest.
All right.
I will definitely be sending that your way.
All right. Yeah, guys, stay tuned for that. But yeah, this was good. I'm gonna say, I never used to say like, subscribe, whatever. Go ahead.
Do
Do.
that.
Okay. Like, subscribe, share. In fact, you should share. People need to know
We
about
got
this.
spread awareness, man. Just keep
Yeah.
telling folks to spread awareness to what you're talking about, man. And
Yeah, this is not about me and my ego. I speak against that. This is about truly helping others out there. You want to be Mr. I'm better than you morally? Okay, prove it. Share the message. Nourish other people, right? Nourish other people. Share this. But anyway, I'm going to end the recording and